The person who looks richest in your friend group may actually be the closest to financial disaster. You can see the new car, expensive apartment, latest phone, weekend trips, and constant DoorDash. What you cannot see is the credit card balance, the monthly payments, the savings account with $340, or what happens when one paycheck arrives late. That matters because comparing your real financial life to someone else's financed highlight reel can make you destroy your own progress. Your paid off car suddenly feels embarrassing. Having a roommate feels like failure. Your normal phone starts looking prehistoric. So here are 10 signs someone may be fake rich. And the last one reveals whether their lifestyle is truly theirs or is simply being rented from their future. Quick clarification, you cannot judge someone's finances from one car or one vacation. A person can own expensive things and still be financially healthy. The problem is not owning nice things. The problem is needing debt, stress, and every future paycheck to maintain them. Looking rich is visible. Wealth usually is not. You can see the apartment, clothes, restaurants, and trips. You cannot see the debt, savings, investments, fixed payments, financial runway, or net worth. Access is not ownership, approval is not affordability, and a high credit limit is definitely not wealth. Fake rich is not a type of person. It is a fragile financial system, and any of us can accidentally build one. No shame, just data. Sign number one, they ask about the monthly payment instead of the total price. This usually begins with 5 dangerous words. How much is it monthly? $59 for the phone, $89 for the furniture, $720 for the car, 4 smaller payments for a Target order that somehow included headphones, a lamp, and a basket you did not know you needed. A small monthly payment can hide a very expensive decision. If the salesperson must divide the price into 72 pieces before it feels affordable, it may not actually be affordable. Before financing anything, multiply the monthly payment by the number of months, then add the fees. Check the APR, total financed amount, and final payment date. A $700 car payment over 72 months means 6 years of future paychecks are already committed. Sign number 2, every raise immediately becomes a lifestyle upgrade. The raise arrives, and suddenly, the apartment needs upgrading. The car feels old, the phone needs replacing. DoorDash goes from Friday night to whenever cooking feels emotionally inconvenient. Income rises, but financial stability stays exactly where it was. If every raise creates a new payment, your income is growing, but your freedom is not. Check your last raise. How much did your monthly take-home pay increase? How much became new rent, subscriptions, delivery, shopping, or car costs? How much reached savings or investments? A simple rule is to keep at least half of every raise before upgrading your lifestyle. Enjoy some of it, but make sure your financial life improves too. Sign number 3, they know their credit limit better than their net worth. Ask how much they can spend, and they know instantly. $8,000 available on one card, $5,000 on another, pre-approved for a new car. Ask what they actually own after subtracting what they owe, and the room gets quiet. Credit tells you how much a lender will allow you to owe. It does not tell you how wealthy you are. Open your Notes app and calculate assets minus debts. Assets include checking, savings, retirement accounts, investments, and the realistic value of your car. Debts include credit cards, car loans, personal loans, and buy now, pay later balances. Maybe you own $12,000 in assets but owe $17,000. Your net worth is negative $5,000. That is not a moral failure. It is simply more honest than your credit limit. Sign number 4, their luxury is visible, but their protection is missing. Expensive shoes, new phone, nice watch, new car, weekend trip. Then a $500 emergency appears, and the credit card must rescue everything. A $2,000 watch with a $200 savings account is not wealth. It is an expensive costume with no armor underneath. Compare your last major non-essential purchase with your cash buffer. Could you replace that item in cash and still handle a basic emergency? You do not need to pass that test before enjoying anything. Just notice the order. Are you building protection first and upgrading second, or upgrading while hoping nothing goes wrong? Real stability is boring because nobody can see it. Sign number 5, they carry credit card debt for the rewards. I use it for points. I'm getting miles. It gives me 2% cash back. That sounds smart until the card charges 25% interest. 2% cash back does not beat 25% interest. Open your statement and find the statement balance, minimum payment, APR, and interest charged this month. If you are not paying the statement balance in full, Stop optimizing rewards for now. Turn on autopay for at least the minimum, create a payoff plan, and avoid adding new purchases to the card. The bank is not giving you free travel. You may be buying that flight several times through interest. Sign number 6, their spending changes when people are watching. They choose the more expensive restaurant because the photo looks better. They buy the recognizable brand. They pay for the table even though rent is due in 4 days. They spend more around friends than they ever would alone. If the purchase becomes less exciting when nobody sees it, you may not be buying the product. You may be buying approval. Before a non-essential purchase, ask 3 questions. Would I buy this if nobody knew? Would I buy it if I could not post it? Would I buy it with cash today? You may still say yes, great, but now the decision belongs to you instead of an imaginary audience. Sign number 7. They use debt to protect their image. The restaurant is too expensive, but they go anyway. The trip does not fit the budget, but it goes on a card. The car payment is crushing them, but selling the car would feel embarrassing. Living with a roommate would help, but they worry about looking unsuccessful. Debt is expensive. Debt used to protect an image is even more expensive because the image always needs another payment. Have a few normal sentences ready before the pressure happens. That's not in my budget this month. I'm skipping this one. I'm working on another money goal. Let's do something cheaper. You do not owe anyone a dramatic explanation. And anyone who requires you to take on debt to maintain the friendship is offering a very expensive friendship. Sign number 8. Their lifestyle is built on too many required payments. A high salary can still feel like poverty when every dollar already has an owner. Rent, car payment, insurance, phone financing, furniture payments, gym membership, subscriptions, buy now, pay later plans, card minimums. The paycheck may be large, but almost none of it is unpromised. Open your bank app and list every required monthly payment. Add them together, then divide that total by your take-home income. Below 50% usually gives you more flexibility. Between 50 and 60% is a warning zone. Above 60%, the system becomes fragile because groceries, gas, savings, fun, and emergencies must compete for whatever remains. This is not a judgment. Housing costs, cities, and families vary. It is simply a pressure gauge. Your paycheck can look big and still arrive already spent. Sign number 9. They cannot handle a normal financial inconvenience. You do not need a recession to expose fake wealth. Sometimes all it takes is a tire. A car repair, medical copay, replacement phone, flight home, vet bill, or moving cost immediately leads to a new card, missed rent, borrowed money, another BNPL plan, or even a payday loan. The question is not whether someone owns expensive things. The question is whether one normal problem can take everything down. Give yourself the $1,000 test. If you had a $1,000 expense tomorrow, where would the money come from? Cash, emergency savings, a credit card, family, a bill you would skip. Write the real answer, no shame, just data. It shows you what to build next. Sign number 10. Their entire lifestyle needs every paycheck to arrive perfectly. The apartment works if payday is on time. The car works if overtime continues. The cards work if the bonus arrives. Everything works as long as nobody gets sick, nothing breaks, rates do not rise, and the job never disappears. If missing one paycheck threatens the apartment, car, and credit cards, the lifestyle does not belong to you. Your next paycheck owns it. Real wealth is not how expensive your life looks when everything goes right. It is how long your life keeps working when something goes wrong. Calculate your runway. Divide your cash savings by the minimum cost of one basic month. If you have $4,000 saved and your basic month costs $2,500, you have about 1.6 months of runway. Then build the next level, $500, 1 week of expenses, 1 month, and eventually 3 months. You do not need to jump directly to 6 months. Build one layer at a time. Now return to the 2 people from the beginning. One drives the new car and lives alone in the expensive apartment. He earns good money but has $14,000 in credit card debt, a $780 car payment, $340 saved, and less than 1 month of runway. The other drives an older car and splits rent. He has no consumer debt, $15,000 in cash, $38,000 invested, and several months of breathing room. One person looks richer, the other is harder to scare. That is the difference between performing wealth and possessing financial freedom. Now open your banking app, credit card app, any BNPL apps, and notes. This fake rich audit should take less than 15 minutes. First, total every required monthly payment: rent, car, insurance, debt minimums, phone financing, subscriptions, and BNPL. Do not ask whether each payment feels small. Ask how much of your paycheck is unavailable before the month begins. Second, write down four truth numbers: cash savings, consumer debt, fixed monthly payments, and net worth. Then divide cash savings by your basic monthly expenses to find your runway. These numbers may not look impressive on Instagram, but they tell the truth. Third, redirect one status payment. Choose an expense that mainly supports an image: an expensive phone plan, frequent delivery, unused membership, financed gadget, social spending, or unnecessary car upgrade. Cancel it, downgrade it, sell it, pause it, or redirect it. Then automatically send that money toward your emergency fund, debt, or investments. You do not need to become cheap. You need to stop paying for an image that makes your real life weaker. Finally, build one invisible flex: a $500 emergency fund, a paid-off card, 1 month ahead, your first $1,000 invested, or lower fixed costs. Name it Freedom Fund. Your next flex should be something nobody can see but you can feel whenever life gets expensive. Looking rich gets attention. Being financially stable gives you options. You do not need the most impressive life in the room. You need a life that does not collapse when one paycheck, one repair, or one bad month goes wrong. And if you are building that kind of life on a completely normal paycheck, that is what Leon knows money is here for. No shame, no fake millionaire lifestyle, and no rich guy nonsense. Just simple systems that help ordinary people understand money and build real freedom. Subscribe, and let's build the kind of wealth nobody has to pretend to have.